Not even a minute late. Little bit late. Just a second. Okay. Welcome to News Strip Down, where I dig through all the news and find all the important stuff. 30 minutes or less, because anything longer than 30 minutes is probably all BS, anyways. So let's get right into the news. Today is February 25th, Wednesday, minus 15 degrees Celsius. That's 5 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States, or anyone else who's using Fahrenheit. And let's head over to South Korea. South Korea Motors is warning that because of tariffs intensifying, the U.S. Supreme Court slamming down Trump's executive orders. Hyundai is asking North Korean government for $350 billion for U.S. investment. I think South Korea should be kind of waiting a little bit here. There's still a lot of other deals that are being said. Um, I'd probably hold back on that, asking their government for that money, because that money's not going to stay there in the country. It's going to head over to the U.S. for plants over there. But no actual money said for how much they're going to invest into Canada. But I'll keep an eye on that. There's still a lot of Hyundai news out there right now, but no definitive answers for investments and dollar signs for Canada. And U.S. Trade Representative Greer said that if Canada wants to make a deal with the U.S., that they're going to have to take some form of tariffs or some type of uh, money towards tariffs, so Trump gets what he thinks is a fair deal. So we'll see. That's just talk, and that's just Greer talking out of his what. And then over to Japan and Carney. Carney, like I said yesterday or Monday, I believe I said Carney's going to be heading to India, Japan, and Australia, as Japan and India are now rethinking their deals that they have previously made with the U.S. here, and some other foreign countries starting to realize that, hey, maybe we might have made a deal too soon. And Carney's meeting in Japan, in India. Ones that I'm really having some concerns over is the deals that he's going to be having with India and Australia. Not so much Japan. Japan seems to be kind of on the same wavelength of Canada here right now, but just some of the deals that India has done already and some of the agreements that Australia has with the US could lead to some tough negotiations with Carney there. So we'll see what happens. He's not going to be back until the 6th. So we'll see what happens. Probably won't have any finalized answers until he gets back. We're going to have sound bites and stuff, but nothing completely finalized. And then over to Italy. Uh, yeah, Italian investigators are looking into how nearly almost 250 or 2,500 aerospace components have went missing from uh, one of their Air Force bases. Uh, Estimated worth of missing aircraft parts at the Air Force Base is estimated 17 million pounds, which comes to around 23 million USD, US currency. So, yeah, components that are missing seem to be from the C-130s and some other aircraft. But investigation is ongoing onto missing components. But with what's going on in Italy right now, with the crime rate skyrocketing and armed robberies, Italy is definitely taking a dark side for sure. So I'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. We probably won't find any answers on what happened to that gear until probably 6, 7 down the road from now. And back to U.S. manufacturers that have been using steel here. It's kind of they're getting the brunt end of the stick here with tariffs and trade being, well, tariffs going up and trade going down is hurting anyone using steel and manufacturing products with steel. They're looking into laying job, laying people off. So yeah, just like the farmers, the industrial market is taking a hit due to these U.S. tariffs. And after President Trump's speech last night, countries are really starting to rethink their decisions here. What was it? You guys can go back and listen to that. I'm not gonna talk about anything that Trump said during his speech or anything because I don't know, it's just all sound bites. And then yeah, is allocating new monies to Ukraine. They're going to be sending 449 armored vehicles, Rothel armored vehicles. These armored vehicles are a joint effort between the U.S. and Canada, so both parts are manufactured here in Canada and the U.S. And then they're going to send some of the 6x6 LAVs. Well, they're not 6x6. They're 8x8. The LAV6s, they're called. I believe those are U.S. made. Yeah, Canada's put around $1.5 billion to make sure that Ukrainian forces have the supplies that they need to continue in this war. Which, yeah, war makes money. I don't know why Canada wants to stop it, and it's just making more money for us on the end of the day. Oh, yeah, okay. So the other day I was talking about Germany and France well, it wasn't just Germany and France. It was Germany, France, and Spain had a joint effort to work on their sixth generation aircraft. That Germany, in more or less words, they pretty much pulled out of the deal. So France is kind of sitting there with holding their own hand right now, trying to decide what they're going to do with their new sixth gen aircraft. Projected even just test flights or projected aircraft aren't going to be until 2032 or 2034, which made Germany rethink their decision. And possibly they were talking maybe we would be getting some more F-35s from the United States, from Lockheed Martin. That is not the case. Germany has enough F-35s as it is, and they're going to start looking elsewhere for other aircraft. So that's kind of interesting. So with France being there, holding their own hand towards a sixth gen aircraft, they're looking towards India right now and Budapest to see if they can do a joint effort to maybe have some actual progress on this sixth gen aircraft. We'll see. I don't know. By the sounds of it, if Germany's pulling out of there, then I don't see India wanting to be a part of that either. So, oh, and then some numbers came up for biggest trade deficits throughout the countries here. So, biggest trade deficit for we got China at $202 billion in trade deficit with the US. And then we have Mexico in second place with $196 billion. And this was surprising, Vietnam at $178 billion in trade deficit, with Canada in third place at $46.4 billion. So definitely quite a lot, significantly lower than the rest of the countries. I don't know why we're really taking a big brunt of this tariffs and this trade BS, but it is what it is. It's going to happen. It is what it is. We're just going to have to play it out by ear as it goes. And BlackRock's in the news again. BlackRock, big major investment organization. If you don't know who BlackRock is, I'm not going to tell you too much. You can go look it up for yourself. They pretty much control everything. One of two major holdings companies that controls a lot of companies across and deals with intermingling with other companies as well. So yeah, BlackRock is in the news. They're planning on investing into Kuwait. Kuwait's been talking about opening up a pipeline from Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi, which would be really good for UK market, getting more oil and stuff. Don't really know, like Kuwait. It's had its issues and stuff. A lot of people said that the reason that U.S. invaded Kuwait was because of oil. It was no weapons of mass destruction. We'll have to see what the U.S. is going to think about this at the end, because really at the end of the day, the U.S. is going to say something for sure after having a major part in Kuwait for many years. And yeah, we'll see what Trump has to say about this. This was just this morning. So within either tonight, tomorrow, or within the next day, maybe by Friday, we might hear something from Trump about this deal. But you know, U.S. is going to want their cut at the end of the day. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you like just strictly news, no BS here. And yeah, I said I was going to look into Mark Wiseman. He was a major influence in, well, he a major part in BlackRock. Not only that, he was the chair of the Alberta Investment Management Corporation from 2020 to 2023. So definitely playing with a lot of money right there. And he was also the CEO of the Canadian Pension Investment Board. Anyone know if any Canadians realize how it went? And he was part of that from 2020 to 2023. And there's always some controversy that's been debated around our Canadian pension plan and where the money's being invested. And guess who was right at the front line of that? Mark Wiseman. And if you don't know who Mark Wiseman is, he is now one of the new advisors between Canada and Washington. Yeah, so big player right there. Yeah, not your average, bill pusher right there. And yeah, the pension plan he was a part of from 2012 to 2016. So he's a part of that for 4 years. He also, yeah, like I said, he held a senior roles at BlackRock as an advisor for Boston Consulting Group, and as well as Lazard. I did a little bit of looking into Boston Consulting. I got to dig a little bit deeper. I didn't do too much on Lazard, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. We'll see what kind of words he's gonna have to say with some of the talks he's gonna have with U.S. officials about what we're gonna be doing with the two countries here, and not just us, but Mexico as well. You got to think Canada, the U.S., and Mexico as one whole. Definitely in global trade, because we're each other's best trade partners and uh, investment opportunities. And then over to the UK. Oh, this is interesting. New travel advisories for anyone traveling to the UK has started today. So now they're going to be using their new electronic travel authorization system that they're using. This is going to affect Canada and 84 other countries. So now you're going to have to file out specific paperwork. It's only going to be good for 6 months at a time. You can only stay for 6 months. You can leave, come back. This is going to be good for 2 years, unless, or if your passport, or until your passport expires. So 2 years or less. And this is going to cost Canadians $30 per paperwork. So yeah, per person. So if you guys are anyone planning on heading to the UK or anything, please look into this, because I'd hate for you guys to get there and you get a return ticket back to Canada or wherever you're coming from. But please do take that into mind. Look into travel restrictions and documentation that you're going to need for travel. Uh, to, to. Yeah, and back to Canada, the price of beef and food inflation hit 7.3%. With average pack, you go to Costco now, you want a 4 pack of steaks, you're looking at $105 for a pack, 4 pack of steaks. That's $25 a steak, and I'm talking about steaks about yay big, about yay thick. So price of beef is skyrocketing. I don't know if the cattle farmers here are really seeing any benefit out of this. And with tariffs and stuff, where is all this tariff money going? Is it going back into the country, or where is it getting invested into? So yeah, that's pretty sad when you go to Costco and you want 4 steaks and it costs you $105, and then don't forget you got to pay tax on top of that. So average tax here in Manitoba is 15%. So for that 4 pack of steaks, including taxes, you're looking around $120 after taxes for 4 steaks. Unreal. I guess we will be eating computer generated food here soon because we're not going to have a choice. And over Africa, Guyana, Africa has just signed a massive deal with China for a free trade agreement. So free trade across the board, specifically cocoa and cashews is really what's at the top of their list there. So we'll see what happens there. But it's interesting that China's going to Guyana to start making deals like that. It's actually kind of nice to see that China's starting to like bounce around the world, and they're starting to find their own trading partners as well instead of just relying on specific countries itself. China has a lot to offer. And if you guys don't remember, what was it Trump's first presidency there? He loved China all the time. He loved it, loved China, and now it's completely flipped around. Oh, and then Canada US news. This might be good. We'll see what happens. Probably nothing, but could be good. Could be good. Keystone Pipeline. Ooh, haven't heard about that in a while, have we? So yeah, the Keystone Pipeline that was started, supposed to go all the way down to Texas from Alberta. I think there's only a couple kilometers, couple miles of this pipeline that is incomplete. After Biden came into office, canceled the project, and the pipeline is pretty much finished. So now it's just sitting there rotting. And now, uh, who is it? What state? Wyoming is looking to use a part of this pipeline to bring Alberta oil into Wyoming. So what their plan is they're hoping to tap into existing pipeline, probably capping it off there, and then just bringing oil into Wyoming. So don't know if this is going to be crude, natural gas, or what. But I'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely hear something about that because if Wyoming's talking deals with Canada to use this pipeline, Trump is definitely going to have a word to say about this. And then finally, Canada's sending aid to Cuba after me, 3 weeks now, telling Canada and Carney, hey, yo, look at we waste all these Cubans food and resources as tourists. Shouldn't we give back something? Finally, $8 million only in food though. Only in food. They will not be receiving any jet fuel, gasoline, diesel, or anything like that from Canada. But by the sounds of it, there's an oil tanker coming from Russia heading to Cuba right now. Don't know if that ship's going to get intercepted due to the fact that there's a lot of naval ships, U.S. naval ships, hanging out in the east there. So we'll see if that ship even makes it there. And then over to Australia. Yeah, Australia. Yeah, as debt starts, as the Australian banks are looking at growing debts right now, there may be a major possibility of interest rates starting to climb. But like pretty much across the world, almost every country right now, you're going to be expecting some type of inflation. What's happening with all the global trade and some of these deals right now is there's still a lot of uncertainty. So this could drive up inflation as well. So I don't know. Everyone, hold on to your wallets as as best you can right now. There's no point in carrying a wallet with me anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And some Manitoba news here in Canada. I talked about yesterday with the Los Bravos repatching over after roughly 25, 30 years of being absolved by the Hells Angels in Manitoba. Apparently, there's a big exodus with Manitoba Hells Angels, which Manitoba holds the most Hells Angels in Canada per province, which is I did not know that until today. I thought it was Quebec, to tell you the truth, had the most Hells Angels, but by the looks of it, there was a 90% exodus over to the Los Bravos. So I guess tensions are rising in between the Hells Angels and their own. I don't know. Just bad blood. I'm gonna be looking into this a little bit more. I would like to get a little bit of information from Harley Gwindon. He just started up Satan's Choice in Oshawa, Ontario, after leaving the Hells Angels, and subsequently taking quite a few HA members and patching them over to his father's Satan's Choice. Harley Gwindon just left Asia, opening up chapters across Asia and Europe. He just opened two new chapters in Nova Scotia, and yeah, this is interesting. It'd be it's interesting because now we have two patches that have been dissolved by the Hells Angels. They've been eaten up. You either join us or die, or just disappear, sell your bike. So this is going to be interesting. We have Satan's Choice on one side. Now we have Los Bravos. Only thing missing here right now is the Vagabonds. If anyone knows who the Vagabonds is, like same era, same everything. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more patches being brought back as of people, Hell's Angels members are starting to get fed up with stupid rhetoric, or bad members, go and do unkindly things to their loved ones and family members. Why do you want people like this in your club? And this almost seems to be most of the reality for these guys who are exiting the HA, is just some of these unsavory guys. The bikers nowadays, the one percenters, are not really one percenters anymore, and this is why they're getting slowly dissolved. Plus, with major leaders of the Hells Angels either being arrested or in custody, uh, it's hard for them to have like some type of structure, even though each province has their own governing system. So Manitoba and Ontario, two separate HA things. They have nothing to do with each other. Same with Quebec; it's its own branch. Another thing, Hell's Angels, blah blah blah. Sorry, I just so yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen there. Yeah, I'd like to talk to Harley and see what kind of balance is gonna happen, because I know he was trying to open up chapters all across Manitoba here, and no such word if there is a Satan's Choice chapter here in Manitoba, and if there's gonna be bad blood between the Los Bravos and Satan's Choice, and now we have HA on top of that. We could have a trifecta issue here, with just bad blood, bad blood. So we're gonna could have a vicious cycle. I don't plan on seeing any like major wars. I think what the Los Bravos intentions are right now is to kind of clean up the streets, get rid of these kids with guns, and get rid of these kids that should be selling drugs, and maybe bring drugs to the market that don't kill people. And I'm not saying that these one percenter clubs or dealers or anything like that, but yes, there is a number of them that are or have connections to drug dealers and organized crime. And another thing, Montreal, this is big news. So uh, the what is it, Punjab? The Indian Nation, as in Punjabi Indian Nation, and the Blood Family Mafia are now joined together, going after the Rizzuto mob. And if you don't know who Blood Family Mafia, Ice Pick Trammell was one of the most wanted people in Canada there for a while. Can't remember what the price. I think they only wanted like $2 million for his head. He was arrested in Rome, on drug trafficking charges, murder charges, possession of firearms, possession of drugs. There's no extradition date for him to Canada. He's going to deal with his charges in Rome first, do his time in Rome first, then be extradited to Canada. So this Indian mob and Blood Family Mafia joining up together here, because pretty much all the Rizzuto mob in Montreal are all locked up and facing charges. The only way that I see that the Rizzutos are going to be getting out of jail is if they delay court cases long enough that they will have to legally let them go due to unjust timing of a court case. And this is a Quebec rule. This doesn't run all the way across Canada. There's different timelines for different court cases. In Quebec, there's a lot of organized crime members who did have major charges against them, but never faced actual charges. Well, never faced any jail time because of court cases being unexpectedly too long and being void and canceled. So they get to just walk free. Double jeopardy could be a factor, but I don't really see too many double jeopardy cases here in Canada. But double jeopardy does not apply here. Does not apply. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the news today. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about Trump. I'll come do a live after this. I'll do another show after and talk about all the stuff that I won't talk about on here. But here, let's talk about things that happened today, February 25th. February 25th, 1836, Samuel Cope patented his first reliable multi-shot revolver. 1836, the first multi-shot revolver. Reliable, keyword, reliable. First reliable. Yes, there was revolvers beforehand, but this was the first reliable. And then February 25th, 1862, the first American legal tender was voted in by U.S. Congress. Interesting. The first American banknote, also known as the greenback. Yeah, 1862. No more coins for you. And February 25th, 1910, the 13th Dalai Lama fled to British controlled India from from Chinese troops, as the China was trying to take over and control Tibet. And some of the rhetoric, they wanted to control the Dalai Lama's rhetoric, blah blah blah. So he fled to India. February 25th, 1956, Nikita Khrushchev denounced Joseph Stalin, which is a big thing. To even say something like that in Russia could get you thrown in jail, if not killed. But Khrushchev, he's a leader at that time, kind of trying to sway the Russian people, get their mindset a little bit different after Joseph Stalin's reign of terror. And Joseph Stalin is still on display in Russia. They have him mummified in a glass coffin. You can still go and see him, which is very creepy, very creepy. Today, February 25th, 1957, Buddy Holly recorded the hit "That'll Be the Day." Yeah. And then today's birthdays. Anthony Burgess, he's dead now. It was his birthday today. He's the famous author of the book Trainspotting, turned into a famous movie about drug addiction and heroin abuse. Very crazy movie. That baby scene ruined me. It's George Harrison's birthday. He is passed. Sally Jesse Raphael, she's 91. Wow. Wrestler Ric Flair is 71. Sean Austin, 55. And he was the guy who followed Frodo around in Lord of the Rings, actor. Yeah, he's all grown up now. He still looks like the same guy, though. But good news today. quite a bit. I can't believe I just did a whole half hour. But if you guys like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm here every Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. News stripped down, no BS here. If you guys are tired of watching your you know, the global news or Fox News and all the drama on there. No drama on here, just basic facts, things that you should know. You're not going to find blood, guts, or anything about Epstein or anything like that. No drama on here, just world facts that's going to affect us as a whole world and as a whole. You know, we're starting to realize that you know, maybe we can start working together here. And I don't know, let's see what happens within the next year. But I'll be back tomorrow, you guys. And if you guys want to stick around, I'll be live again here in about 10 minutes. And I'll talk about all the BS stuff after. But I keep the BS off of this. But yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. And if there's anything I missed or something you guys think I should be talking about, or if I said something, please call me out. 100%. I love being called out. I love being told I'm wrong. Why? Because I got tough skin. Okay, so I'm out of here and maybe see you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Thursday, 4 o'clock, Canadian Central Time.